Is it over? Leon Edwards just got dominated and finished in the 4th round by Sean Brady at UFC London, with Leon suffering his 2nd consecutive defeat in a row and exiting the welterweight title picture. So we need to talk about this fight.
So this was Leon Edwards' chance to really show that he's still in the title picture, and winning this fight would have pretty much granted him a rematch against Belal Muhammad after his first loss against him, losing the decision, in which many are claiming was a dominant defeat against the champion, in which I'd say he lost pretty comfortably 3-2 on the scorecards. But in this fight right off the bat, it seemed like Leon was going to be a little bit more aggressive than we've seen him recently. Of course, his style is very striking heavy and is usually very calculated with his technique, but he was just really never able to get anything up on Brady. Brady was pretty much winning in every aspect of fighting in this fight. He was winning on the feet using his boxing with the pressure as well, and then throughout the rounds mixing in the wrestling, which Leon could just not stop at all. Many, including ourselves, were expecting Leon Edwards to at least have the advantage striking and be able to at least pick Sean Brady apart throughout this fight partially, but we just did not see that at all. He was being flustered by the boxing of Sean Brady and really at no points looked comfortable throughout this fight. If there was any time for Leon Edwards to make the statement and to come back, it would have had to have been this fight. After facing a brutal defeat, losing his title against Belal Muhammad, in many eyes being one of the worst defeats of his career, he had to come back and show some aggressiveness, but we just didn't see that here. On the other hand, Sean Brady did an amazing job mixing it up with his game plan, using the striking to overwhelm Edwards, and his wrestling was just on point, landing, I'm pretty sure it was like 5 of 7 takedowns throughout the fight. So much control time. He pretty much had Edwards wherever he wanted throughout this entire fight. For 2 rounds, he pretty much had Edwards in a body triangle throughout the whole round, just getting control time. Edwards had nowhere to go. So a devastating defeat for Leon, but this honestly opens up Sean Brady's opportunity to rematch Belal Muhammad and try to fight for the belt.
Yeah, Leon Edwards just didn't seem there. He never really got started, and Sean Brady just put on a clinic, a masterclass. He made it look really easy against Leon. He barely got touched on the inside. Leon kind of landed a couple elbows here and there on the feet, especially in the first round when they were mostly striking. But once we saw Sean Brady take down Leon pretty much with ease in that first round, it was just not looking good, because Sean Brady has put out a lot of opponents via submission with his wrestling, with his high level of jiu-jitsu, and he did that again against Leon Edwards, who is a really well-rounded fighter. Leon throughout his career has been known as this guy who can mix it up really well. He could wrestle, he could grapple, but primarily obviously he's a kickboxer. He has great kicks, he has a great ability to feint, and just overall his game is pretty well-rounded. So to kind of get dominated against Sean Brady, but in this fight, Leon just really couldn't get started. He couldn't find any shots. He couldn't find any rhythm. And Brady, with his hands, was doing a good job of just keeping Edwards back, stopping him from getting started, and just mixing it all together way better than Leon, and tripping him. In that second round, he had 4 minutes and 57 seconds of control time. Literally pretty much the entire round since the start. He was controlling Leon. He outstruck him like 38-0 in that round. So it was just domination from Sean Brady. A lot of people in that Belal Muhammad fight said that Leon got completely shut out and dominated, but I thought against Belal, obviously he clearly lost. He did a lot better than here. He won that 3rd round against Belal when he got his back and just controlled him, and then that 5th round slicing him up with the elbows on top. So in this fight, we really saw no moments from Leon Edwards. He completely got shut down. This was complete domination, and Sean Brady, who previously got finished by Belal Muhammad, arguably just put up a better performance against Leon than Belal did himself. Again in Leon's backyard in London on UFC London as the main event, Leon Edwards takes another pretty bad loss, a submission. Not many people thought this would end in a finish. Both these guys have a lot of decisions in their career, and especially in recent fights. So for Sean Brady to emphatically beat Leon Edwards like this, that is a huge win for his resume, and what a performance he put on. Domination.
And I think another issue with Leon Edwards that many people seem to criticize him is just his inconsistency in fights. The guy objectively is very talented and is very well-rounded in a lot of aspects of MMA. He's gone on massive win streaks throughout his career, and that's how he climbed to get that Usman fight in which he got his legendary KO head kick. But we really see so much of the time when the fight starts not going into his favor early on, he kind of just in a way shuts down and is never really able to bring it back, other than that second Usman fight with the head kick KO. And a lot of the time, he is just a momentum fighter. When he's losing, he kind of accepts defeat and doesn't really have the ability to bring it back a lot of the time. He is a very talented fighter, but often it feels like maybe his fight IQ fails him, his inconsistency fails him, and we really just don't get to see what his talent should be bringing to the table. This is not a knock against Sean Brady. He fought a perfect fight. He absolutely decimated Leon. I think he outstruck him like by over 200 strikes and complete control time and everything. But Leon's skill level really is that high. But when it comes to making fight adjustments and adapting to the position in which he's in, it just seems like he's not able to do that too well. We saw that in the Usman second fight, and then he pulled it back. We saw that in the Belal Muhammad fight, and now we saw that in the Sean Brady fight. And now it's tough to say what's next for Leon. He's 33 now. It's not like he's genuinely the oldest, but he's sort of exiting that title picture. He lost his opportunity to get a rematch against Belal Muhammad. He's probably going to be more towards the end of the queue now. Probably going to have to get at least a solid win streak to climb back up, and that's going to be against hungry fighters at this division. We'll probably have to be against the likes of Shavkat Rakhmonov, Ian Gary, against Buckley, and some of these dogs that are really climbing up in this division trying to get the strap. So honestly, it's tough to say. Maybe he could get some more exciting fun fights against some more veterans. I'm sure him personally, he's going to try to get back to the belt, but I don't know if it's that realistic. There's so many guys that are climbing their way up, are fresher, are hungrier than him. And the older he gets, the less consistent he's going to be, and his skills are going to start fading. So I don't think it's really that realistic he's going to get back the belt. As for Sean Brady, this was definitely a huge must-needed win for him. He's going to be climbing up in that rankings. He's still going to have to wait till the likes of Jack Della Maddalena and Shavkat Rakhmonov get their opportunity, and also being that Brady did already lose to the champion. But he's on a 3-fight winning streak now, submitting Kevin Gastelum, beating Gilbert Burns, and now submitting Leon Edwards. It definitely puts him towards the top. Maybe he gets another fight against Ian Gary, against Joaquin Buckley, to cement whoever's going to be next after this upcoming welterweight title fight. But the welterweight division is definitely very interesting. There's a lot of young guys looking to make their mark here, and it's as fresh as ever. So unfortunately, it looks like Leon's hopes are starting to go out the window, but we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, it is a tough position for Leon Edwards right now. Obviously a former champ, he's held that belt, he had a title defense, and now there's that question of, is the hunger still there? Someone like Sean Brady beating him, who's never held the title. Now Leon's gonna have to climb the ranks once again, getting even further put back in the division. Now 2 losses in a row. It's just a tough position. Like you said, there's a lot of big challengers and contenders now at welterweight and fresh blood. So will Leon Edwards be able to keep up and stick around and stay at the top for years to come? It's going to be tough to say. Does he still have that hunger? Does he still have that want to win, to come back, to fight, to earn his way back up and get another chance at the belt and the glory? But I feel like it is a bit too early to say he should like retire or anything, because at the end of the day, it's not like his career is over. It's not like he's taken so much damage. It's not like he's getting beat up every fight, getting destroyed. Like, he's fighting some of the top guys in the division, top guys in the world. So a couple fights ago, he was reigning as champion. I think it would be too early to say he should just quit or hang it up or retire or anything like that. I'd like to see him fight one of these hungry up-and-coming contenders. Maybe if he still wants to fight in the UK again, a great matchup there could be him versus Michael Venom Page, 2 guys from the UK. My MVP's been calling him out. I feel like that would make for a very interesting style matchup and not a pure grappler for Leon Edwards to face, like a Sean Brady or Belal Muhammad kind of style. Maybe get him back in there with a striker, one of those guys. He was supposed to fight Jack Della Maddalena. I feel like that was a much better stylistic matchup for Leon Edwards compared to Sean Brady, at least in hindsight. So Leon definitely has options. I don't think it's the end of the road for him necessarily, but it could be the end of having a title, being in the title picture, reigning as a champion. It feels like for now at least he's just going to go back to being another one of the contenders in the welterweight division that has talent and is a former champion, but might not be able to break through that top echelon once again.
But let us know down below what you thought about Leon Edwards versus Sean Brady. What do you think is next for Edwards? But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and click the video on the screen on why the fighting nerds are on another level.